on that line, on the goal line, off this line, this line, let's score line, let's score line. Turned out to be a beautiful day.
You ain't lying. It was torrential downpours early this morning.
Right. Back off in a big win. It was a 63-8.
Yes, sir.
Played Potomac. I don't know if we've ever even talked about something that happened a couple years ago at Potomac. Yeah. You all got flagged at the beginning of the game, and they booted you for 2 games.
Yeah.
What happened?
So what happens is the refs ask you every time you come on the field, the head coach, is your team properly equipped? So what happened is 2 kids got me and unsportsmanlike because one didn't have a jersey tucked in, and the other one, I guess, winning the game didn't have a knee pad in. Now, in all the years, I coached high school even before I got here, that's never happened. Even other referees, we never throw nobody out for that. Usually, you send the player off. Right. Coach, you gotta go out. You're not probably, you know what I mean? Yeah. Whether it be a wristband, a visor, a wrong color towel, you see it all the time. But for them they just gave me 2 right off the break, unsportsmanlike for that. One was a untucked jersey, and the other one, a backup kid went in for a kid that they told him to come out who didn't have a knee pad in. So yeah, man, that's the rule. That was the first one. First time ever.
I've never seen or heard of that before or since.
And every year, they show the coaches' ejections.
Yeah.
And on the Virginia High School League, per sport, crazy thing, Coach John Brown at Forge, he sent it to me the next year, and he circled where it says 7. He was like, "That's you. That one is you." So it was funny.
But back to this week's game, like I said, 63-8. Big game. Quest just keeps putting up big games. Your defense obviously just crushing through the year. We've talked about them plenty this year. But going through that game a little bit, how was the game? How did it work out for you?
Man, again, we just continue to get better. I think, I was impressed again with our run game. Yeah. And our running back's ability up front, offensive line, I thought we executed well. Potomac, regardless of the record, they run like a 3-3 stack. So they blitzing and moving around a lot. And in the run game, to be able to pick it up and be assignment and have success running the football, I thought, I was pleased with that. Sometimes when you got those amoeba-looking defenses, make it tough and those guys off. Yeah. But the guys did a good job recognizing who they had. So then again, I was happy with the quarterback play. Our passing game, people just continue to prove you wrong every week. You said the first time people was going to double Mari. Still hasn't happened. Since that time we talked about, still hasn't happened. And, again, all the receivers, I keep talking about the running back and quarterback getting better. Our 6'4" receiver, Jalen Hamlin, is, becoming a star in his own right. He caught a post, got hit by the safety, boom, spun off of it, kept running. He's starting to be very explosive in what we do too in passing, and Najee and Jason steady, making all the tough underneath catches, moving the chains, being great after the catch guy, questions, making good decisions, man. So I'm pleased, regardless who you play. I mean, you scored 63 points. Yeah. You're doing something, right. Mm-hmm. And especially when you're playing Potomac, but I'm telling you, I mean this. Potomac puts out on the field as good as athletic, skilled kids as anybody.
Yeah.
They got a linebacker 44 that can play anywhere. Like I said, number 2, 88 can play anywhere. I mean, they got some good kids. So, you know, if to see us execute regardless of record versus, you know, similar athletes, you know, it's always good. You know, it's always good. So I was pleased.
Yeah. Well, you all continue to, I mean, put up a lot of points, but also the defense holding strong all year. But every time I look at any kind of rankings, anything like this, they always got y'all down further than I think y'all should be. Is that motivation for you, or is that motivation for your team as well?
You know, they talk about it sometimes. Not motivation for me, but I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I always am. I feel like the Washington Post got it good. You know what I mean? I don't feel like we should be over DeMatha, you know, St. Francis, Stonebridge even. I don't feel like we should be over those schools. You know, putting Westford over is cool. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Last time we played, we beat them.
Right.
But some of those, you know, then when you start ranking the whole state, and you got, you know, Highland Springs in the mix, Oscar Smith, I understand it.
Yeah.
I get it. But, you know, anything that has us, you know, underneath some of these teams in the surrounding area, especially if we beat them or, you know, I don't get that. But, you know, for the most part, to be honest, I haven't seen any of that. I was just like, that ain't right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I feel like there's some, with the rankings, that there should be some consideration into the program success. Like I said, I'm okay with Stonebridge being over us because what they've done year in, year out the last 3-4 years. I mean, that's how it should be. You earn what, you know, you only get what you earn. So I'm all right with that. But other than that, man, you know, that doesn't motivate us either way. We talk about it, laugh and joke about it. But, you know, that at this point, we passed that.
All right. So throughout this season, there's been something about, you know, standing on the sideline, stuff like that. I get a chance to see you up close and see you coaching and all that stuff. I don't think people don't give you enough credit for your football. Everybody says, oh, well, there's a lot of athletes out there. But people don't give you enough credit for your football knowledge and your IQ for the game. Because I've stood there on the sideline and watched you. You'll see a formation come out and yell out the play that's coming. Do you have kind of like a photographic memory when you think about formations and plays and stuff like that? So
the crazy thing is, I do. So one thing that I think I do more than anybody else is I saturate myself in the game, man. Like, this is all I do. Yeah. Like, I played flag this morning. I coached the youth league. I drove to Benedictine yesterday to coach a 13U football game. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I oversaturate myself in the game, and Quest and them make fun of me all the time because they say I be having a beautiful mind moment because I blink a lot, like when I'm coaching, and they're like, that's what he said, like I'm just taking snapshots of it. Right. And I think I still have the ability to coach from a standpoint of as if I was standing out there playing safety, or standing back there playing quarterback. And, you know, I think that helps a lot. But, you know, again, if somebody don't want to give, not just me, but my whole staff, their due diligence in how we coach and how we prepare, because, you know, we prepare as good, if not better than most, as far as preparation. And we don't just have athletes. You know, I think one thing that we do, no matter what, a good job is develop talent within our program. I don't care, like you said, look at Quest, year 2, year 1. You was here, AJ, year 1, year 2. You know, look at Keeley, Fuga. You know, none of these, Amari. Think about Amari from last year to this year. He went over 1,000 yards this week. Last year had 494 through 15 games. So, again, one thing that we do is develop talent. I mean, we get out in the off season, we work at it, we lift and all those things. But I think a part of it that we put more onus on than lifting. Now, we lift and take it serious as anybody, but it's also teaching football. Right. We come out here and we go over all the fundamentals and techniques of playing receiver, playing DB, playing offensive line, playing linebacker. And I think you see that. Even my own son, who replaces Cortez in the middle, look at it. You know what I mean? He didn't start last year. He's in there now, dynamite. Look at Jabril Elamine from week 1 to now. So I think as do we have talented and athletic kids? Sure.
Yeah.
But just like I said, a lot of people in this county do.
Yeah.
It's not like we got a monopoly on it.
Right.
But what we have done is developed our talent. And of course, man, we prepare and coach with the best of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got a lot of respect for, you know, the Westfield staff and stuff like that. But like I said, I feel like last year, like you said, we went to that game prepared, you know, well coached to beat that team at home, all that stuff. You have to. You can't. You're not going to get by just on having athletes once the playoffs and stuff roll through. And even around here, like, it's not like we're in an area where we got all the athletes and nobody else has any. If that was the case, cool. But, you know, again, I think people that know the game know that we got great scheme and we do a lot of good things. But again, you know, only people I think would say that is either somebody we beat or, like you said, people that don't really understand the football side of it. And, you know, they're like, oh, man, he just throwing bombs. You got better people. Yeah. But it's like I said, man, that Colonial Forge game, if you see the football chess match that's being played out there, a lot of people won't understand it. So, I mean, I don't hope, you know, I understand. They don't, the game is bigger than what they're going to be able to understand no matter what. They just see guys running, guys catching. Yeah. You know, they're like, oh, you got the best people. Not that. Quest threw 20-something interceptions last year to 2 this year. So obviously some work and something's been done to improve. So, man, you know, that's part of it. You know, I think that's everywhere you win in. People that you beat, you know, whether you Sherman at Patriot or Honore at Baton, every winning program, they just got all the good players. So, you know, it's a part of it.
It's part of the game. Talking about players develop, I mean, even Jason, you look at Jason, where he is from a couple years ago to now, I mean, the jump he's made is tremendous too. I always say y'all do a great job of developing players, but teaching football, y'all do an exceptional job. What you got going on there?
Listen, man, that butt was on me. You didn't even tell me. You sat down and saw it. Yeah, like you said, man, we take pride in that. Yeah. And like you said, teaching football because, you know, again, you can be, even with off-season training, I tell people, like, there's a time and a place for, you know, what I would call strength and conditioning working out. Yeah. And doing the ladder and doing all those things and, you know, but if you don't understand football, all that stuff is useless. Yeah. And, you know, we got some great trainers around here, like whether it's Deontay Steele, KJ, you know, even some of the guys at Competitive Edge are good trainers. And you need that. Yeah. But if you big, strong, and athletic and all that, but you don't understand football, you don't understand how to reroute two out the seam, or you don't understand, you know, the difference on pin pull or the difference on a trap block at outside backer, you being big and strong is irrelevant. So, you know, I just tell people, like you said, we try to teach football. And if you understand football, you know, you'll be better off in the long run. And, you know, that's it, man. Like you said, that's everybody in our program. We try to do that.
Yeah. Well, you brought up the staff. You had some guys on your staff that have been here, which every time I see Cody, it makes me laugh because y'all seem so different on game night. Like, he's always kind of laid back and taking it. You always out there losing your voice. But just talk about your staff a little bit and how that's come together.
Again, man, you know, we close-knit group. Cody, the crazy thing is, you know, now he's like my brother, like, you know, almost, you know, blood couldn't make us any closer. And honestly, I met him playing flag football. Okay. Before I came here, we didn't even have a personal relationship. Real serious. He asked me about coaching, we talked, we did it, and ever since then we've been close. And, you know, then Chris, you know, is our OC, O-line coach. I've known him for a long time. Coach Cousins played with me, tackle football and flag. Came from Lake Braddock. I had an opener. He was running field. Coach Reggie does our DBs. I know him since he was a baby. You know what I mean? I played football for his dad growing up. He was at Thomas Jefferson Fairfax, came over. Coach, Mooney, I know him. We played together. Shoot, who else? All these guys. Only one that I didn't know on a personal level was Coach BT. And Coach BT came about from a standpoint, he was looking for something new from North Stafford. And like I told you, I was like, oh, I'm hiring him. He sent me a PowerPoint on special teams within like a day.
Yeah.
And that was one of my weaknesses as a coach.
Right.
You know what I mean? Special team stuff. Coach Dustin, I've known for like 3 years, you know, through my youth organization.
Yeah.
I could tell he was passionate about it. He asked me this year, could he coach high school? And anytime you got somebody that's, you feel like is loyal, and I'm willing to teach him, you know what I mean? And he showed me, like, he family. Coach Bevilacqua is a counselor here, came from Robinson.
Yeah.
Same type of dude, man. You know, been a loyal dude, ride with me from the beginning. Coach Randolph is a big green mile dude on the sideline. Tell you how I got him. He was a parent at like a Bible study.
Yeah.
And he was walking through the cafeteria one night. We was having team dinner. And I was like, who is this big dude back here? Because he had his military outfit on. He was like, he asked me about volunteering.
Yeah.
So if somebody gonna ask you about volunteering for as much time as this take,
Yeah.
you know, they got a love and a passion for it. We brought him on. And, you know, man, the rest is history. You know, I think the biggest thing about our group, we close, man. Like, you know, real, like family. Like, we together all the time doing something. You know, even if it's not football. And again, man, I wouldn't, you know, I've lost some guys that, you know, that were family because they couldn't be here. Coach Corey, Job, you know, some other guys that, you know, just situations changed. They couldn't get here at different times. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, again, I wouldn't want to do this with people that I wasn't close with.
Right.
It wouldn't be as fun. Those guys do a great job. Now, you know, the core guys have been with me almost the whole time.
Yeah.
So they know. And then this year we was able to bring back Coach Dutel,
Yeah.
who coached us one year while his son was playing at Brook Point.
Yeah.
And so last year he didn't want to miss his son's senior year. It killed him not being here.
Yeah.
Bringing him back in the fold, you know, helps because that's somebody else that's an extension of me, understands what we want to do. So man, like I said, I feel awesome, and I'm in a good place of where we at and who we got on our staff, man. So again, I appreciate those guys, but like I said, it's bigger than football. It really is.
Yeah.
We close no matter what.
Who can say the most to you on game night and get you, like, you know, because sometimes you'll get a little, you know, you might get a little out of it. Who can say the most to you on game night?
Everybody, honestly, like they all make suggestions at different times. I'm not that person. They all do.
Yeah.
And I might not do it right then, but then they'll see it later.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? I appreciate their feedback. I wouldn't hire a bunch of people that's just yes men.
Right.
You know, so they do a good job offering their advice without being, you know, messing up the flow of the game.
Right.
So I'm, you know, again, they all do. You know, Cody, Chris, Coach Dutel, they all do.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody says, you know, Dio, look at this, but that's what you need, because I can't see and remember everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, it should be like that.
Yeah. Who has the best connect? Because there's always somebody on the staff that has like that best connection where the players will go to him. Who's that person on the staff?
Well, first, it depends on what set. The skill guys gonna go to Cody and me first, by far.
Yeah.
The lineman guys gonna go to Chris and Coach Cousins first. Guys go to Coach Bevilacqua too, because, you know, he's in the school, he's a counselor. The crazy thing is, I've noticed on this side of the coin, as a head coach, I used to be an assistant and everybody came to me.
Right.
Then as a head coach, everybody doesn't come to you.
Right.
So, you know, like I said, Coach Cody and Coach Chris and Coach Cousins and Coach Bevilacqua, because he's here all day with me, probably the closest with the kids. You know, and anything they need, they go to those guys. And again, I feel as a head coach, I got a great personal relationship with all my kids too. So they still come to me about real life stuff and stuff like that. So I want to maintain that. But skill guys, me and Cody. Big guys gonna go to Chris and Coach Cousins, and then Bev gets a mix of everybody.
Well, for you, what's the thing that you've gotten? What's the thing that you've done better now than you did when you first started?
Football-wise, X and O, I would say preparation. I've gotten better every year.
Yeah.
In preparing and understanding, you know, different parts of it. The other thing, football-wise, I've gotten better at just trusting my coaches and what they're telling me too.
Yeah.
You know, you feel the pressure of it when you first come on, like, I gotta win.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've gotten better at trusting those guys' input and what they say as well. And I would, outside of that, X and O wise, coaching wise, I've gotten better with, as the head coach, being able to separate myself a little bit more from the personal stuff with the kids and let the assistant coaches be a little bit more involved. So, I feel like I've gotten better. I'm gonna keep getting better. You know what I mean? It's always things to learn and, improve on. So those three things I would say the most.
You had that pressure when you first got to win? I mean, is that something that every coach faces, or is that just something?
I don't know. That's how I felt. You know what I mean? I want to win.
Yeah.
I've never conceded to losing to anybody. I don't care who it is, when it is. Like I said, even our first year, bro, we only won 3 games, but we lost to Hilton in 4 overtimes, Colonial Forge in 2, we lost to Forest Park on an untimed down. You know what I mean? So we was getting after it since day one. So, I didn't, nobody pressured me. It's not like, Miss Bryan and Bryce was like, you gotta win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just felt it. You know what I mean? I want to be successful. I want our team to be successful.
Who we got this week?
Garfield.
6-2, I think.
Yep.
Having a really good year. That's their best year in a while.
Yeah, they are.
What have you seen from them?
Those guys have done a good job getting those guys going. I've seen them get better every year since they've been there, so that's an improvement. They're getting after it. You know what I mean? We watched them on film. We'll see. You know what I mean? Again, one thing for sure, they've gotten a lot better. They take a lot more pride in what they do. Coach is doing a good job getting those kids to play. They play hard. You can see that on film. They compete.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
When that's then you got one more after that?
Then you got Colgan.
And that closes out the regular season. So how do you start to try to, because obviously, I mean, you're undefeated through this year. You're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So how do you start to try to think about that and move forward with your thoughts for the playoffs, but still dealing with your games right now?
Again, only thing we do as far as that, and I think it probably I'm not being cliche, is just getting better every week.
Okay.
So that we're prepared for the task at hand, whoever it may be when the playoffs start. That's the biggest part of that. Like, you can't prepare for no opponent because you don't know who it's going to be. Even last year, it came down to the last, a bottom feeder game, like Fairfax over somebody, bump Robinson out and somebody in. You know what I mean? So every year you try to say, this is who we're going to play, that changes immediately. So it's just getting better, bro, and it's making sure your team doing all the little things right. Because when you get 2 good football teams in the same place, that's what's going to separate you.
Yeah.
Who's doing the little things well and stuff like that. So, again, Garfield will be a good test because they should be a playoff team this year as well. We're going to get their best shot, as we should. Pretty much I think we win this game, it locks up being district champions for us. So, that's the goal. Like I told you, district championship is first, then region, then state. You can't, you want that one first. So, playoff-wise, you try to prepare yourself by playing good teams throughout the year, but getting better every week. You know what I mean? Like, we're not sitting back saying, we the best we can be. Nobody can't beat us.
Right.
And I think a lot of people fall into that trap, even preparing. Like, oh, they're not that good. Like, bro, you don't watch football film and say, okay, this person isn't that good. Like, you better look at what they're doing schematically and stuff like that. And I think people fall into that trap with us. Yeah. Like, oh, Amari not that good. And then you play one-on-one and he is that good. You know what I mean? When schematically, you could have probably done some things to help yourself. Yeah. Or, running game-wise, like, oh, the running back ain't that good. He doesn't have to be if you're misaligned and missing assignments. Right. So, that's it, bro. Like, we getting ready by getting better every week. Yeah. And whoever we play, we'll play. I think if you start, looking ahead like that, you're going to slip up. Yeah. And plus on top of that, you don't know who you're going to play.
Well, there's a lot of big games coming up this weekend. I think Lake Braddock and South County's playing. Dang. Mount Vernon, TC. Patriot and Stonewall.
Us and Garfield.
What games are you looking forward to other than yours? What games you want to see the outcome of?
Patriot and Stonewall. Yeah. And Lake Braddock and South County be good.
Yeah.
I think those will be good ones.
you kept an eye on South County throughout the year? I know you guys had the scrimmage with them early in the year.
Yeah, I mean, I knew they was going to be good. Man, they do a good job. They always top teams. You know, the one thing about that Fairfax Regis, it's always the same 3 players, it seems like, in the end in both sides. You know what I mean? So they do a good job. You know, so I'll keep an eye on it. But if we get to that point, then we've done a lot. So I've been more worried about the people that I got to see in my immediate future.
Yeah.
So, yep.
All right. Making it through Titans?
I am. Told you, man, it's good. I took your suggestion. It is good. It is good.
I told you. I might try Peaky Blinders one day. We'll see.
You got to.
All right. We'll see you next week.
All right.
All day night, on the goal line, on this line, on this line, let's go line, let's go